All right, let's jump right in. We're going to move past all the basic financial tips you've heard 1,000 times and get right into the strategic plays that actually build wealth. Look, most of us get the fundamentals, right? We know we should save money, have a budget, and try not to spend more than we make. That's the price of admission to the game. But just knowing the rules doesn't mean you're going to win. Winning requires knowing the playbook. So today, we're diving into that expert-level framework for not just building, but also growing and protecting your wealth. This is about moving from common knowledge to strategic mastery. Okay, so let's get into it. The first, and honestly the most critical level of this whole playbook, is defense. Before you even think about going on offense and growing your money, you absolutely have to protect what you've already earned. And this is your financial shield. The main way to do this is by forming something like an LLC, a limited liability company. It basically creates a legal wall, this veil, between your business and your personal life. So if your business ever gets sued or racks up debt, your personal stuff, your house, your car, stays safe and untouchable. Now, setting one up is pretty straightforward. You pick a name, you name a legal contact, you file some paperwork. Simple. But it's that fourth step, drafting an operating agreement that holds all the strategic power. And it's the one step so many people just skip over. And here's what's so interesting, especially if you're a solo business owner. You're probably thinking, an agreement with myself? That sounds kind of ridiculous. But here's the thing. If you ever end up in a legal battle, that document is your proof that the business is a real separate thing. It's the internal playbook that makes your fortress rock solid and keeps that corporate veil from being pierced. Okay, so your fortress is secure. Now it's time to switch gears from defense to offense. This level is all about being proactive, aggressively growing your finances by tackling debt and really optimizing your tax strategy. When it comes to wiping out debt, you've got two main offensive plays. The snowball method is all about psychology. You knock out the smallest debts first to get those quick wins, which builds momentum and keeps you motivated. The avalanche, on the other hand, is pure math. You target the highest interest rates first to pay the least amount of interest over time. An expert doesn't ask which is better. They ask which strategy, psychology or pure math, is the right one for you. Now let's talk about the other side of offense, taxes. Just like with debt, you've got your common everyday tactics, and then you have expert-level strategies. And honestly, not knowing the difference can mean you're leaving thousands of dollars on the table every single year. And this right here shows you just how big that gap is. The common plays, like the simplified home office deduction, are easy, but they're limited. The expert plays, they leverage the most powerful parts of the tax code. We're talking about things like writing off intangible drilling costs, using 100% bonus depreciation on assets like Bitcoin mining rigs, or just supercharging your retirement with plans that allow for massive tax-deferred contributions. It's a total shift from just saving money to strategically creating tax advantages. But you can have the best offense in the world, and it won't matter if you can't read the playing field. So this next level is all about understanding the big picture, the macroeconomic forces like inflation and government policy that affect everyone's game. So let's take a policy like tariffs. You see reports that these new policies are bringing in tens of billions in government revenue every month. And sure, that can fund things like tax cuts, but it also throws a huge variable into the game, inflation. Because as it gets more expensive to import stuff, companies just pass that cost on to us, the consumers. And suddenly, your dollars don't go as far. So how do you defend your purchasing power when that happens? Well, experts suggest building a portfolio with assets that have historically held their value during inflation. We're talking about tangible things with a limited supply, like gold, silver, and real estate. It also includes broad market index funds, which track the whole economy, and even digital assets like Bitcoin, which many now see as a sort of digital gold. So we've built the fortress, we've run our offense, and we've read the field. We've finally arrived at the last level, the end game.
And this isn't about how much you make, it's about how much you can keep and pass on. Let's paint a picture here. Imagine, years and years ago, a family bought a piece of property for $100,000. Fast forward to today, that same property has grown in value a lot. It's now worth $1 million. That's a $900,000 gain on paper. Okay, now here is where the game is won or lost. How this property gets transferred to the kids creates two completely different financial futures. If the owner gives it to them while they're still alive, the kids get the property, but they also get that original $100,000 cost basis. But if they inherit it after the owner passes away, the tax code magically steps up the cost basis to its current market value.
So what does that actually mean in dollars and cents? Well, if the property was gifted and the kids sell it for $1 million, their taxable gain is $900,000. At a 20% capital gains tax rate, that's a potential tax bill of $180,000. Ouch.
But what if they inherited it instead? Remember, the basis stepped up to $1 million. So when they sell it for $1 million, their taxable gain is zero. Their tax bill is zero. That's a six-figure tax liability that just vanished, all because of how and when the asset was transferred.
And this right here perfectly illustrates the entire point of the playbook. This little rule to step up in basis is one of the single most powerful wealth preservation tools that exists. Knowing about it is the difference between just playing the financial game and actually knowing how to win it for generations. From building that legal fortress and running a smart tax offense to reading the economic field and absolutely nailing the end game, these are the plays that separate the amateurs from the pros. You've seen the playbook. The only real question left is, what's your next move?